into the pre-show before the free show. I am sitting here.
Stressing.
Ball of stress. You can tell I'm wearing my colors today. Michigan State's playing Minnesota in the Big Ten tournament right now, second round, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
A little stressed out, but somebody who isn't stressed out about college basketball.
Got nothing to be stressed about.
I'm a little envious of you. A little envious of you that you aren't stressed out right now.
So Michigan State's down 34-32, is that right?
At half, yeah.
Yeah, 34-32 at half. You think they need this win to get in the tournament?
Yes, absolutely.
If they win this game, you feel okay about them getting in the tournament. If they lose this game, you feel bad about them getting in the tournament.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll play. If we win this game, we'll play Purdue. If we in the quarterfinals, if we play Purdue pretty hard, I think that we're a lock. Okay. But I think we have to win this game.
Go green.
Go white.
Okay. So you and I had a homework assignment last night.
Yes.
We had a homework assignment. It was a sports-related homework assignment. Pickle's gone, so you're batching it around here.
Yep.
And so as a result, you had complete control of the TV.
Yes.
And I said, hey, what I need you to do is I need you to watch Missouri versus Georgia in the first round of the SEC basketball tournament.
And I looked at you and I was like, why?
So I went to Missouri. People may know. Mm-hmm. And it is worth remembering that Missouri has been good at basketball.
In the past.
They were in the tournament last year.
Even last year, yeah.
They were decent. They were in the tournament last year.
How far did they make it?
They were.
Let me see.
I want to say they won a game, maybe. But they were decent. They were a quality squad last year. Mm-hmm. Ain't nothing to turn your nose up at the 2022-2023 Mizzou Tigers basketball team. Mm-hmm. And then they've made it to the Elite Eight a couple of times. Never made a Final Four, but they've made it to the Elite Eight. They've been good in the past. They've had great players. Derek Chivas, Ricky Paulding. Mm-hmm. Been great players. This team is not that. This team entered last night's game with a sparkling 0-18.
Yeah, second round. Sorry. Yeah, second round.
0-18 conference record. They went 0-18 in SEC play. First time since 1901 that they had gone winless in conference play.
1901.
Mm-hmm. And they were playing Georgia last night for the right to play like Florida today. Mm-hmm. Like the right to play Florida. And to be clear, Georgia is not very good either.
No.
Georgia was like 14-16. And so you're a college basketball expert. You're our chief bracketologist.
Correct.
Around here. I am interested in your impressions of last night's... Oh, by the way, Georgia won. Mizzou choked it away. Mizzou choked away like a 7-point lead with like 3 minutes left and lost. So they finished 0-19 and on a 19-game losing streak to finish the season. We'll see if they get in the tournament on Sunday. Mm. All that's to say, I want to get your impressions on what you watched last night.
Missouri has not won a game in 2024.
They have not won a game
and
in
they will not,
in the year of our Lord, 2024.
They will not be able to win a game until November of 2024. Possibly.
Tough run.
Possibly.
Tough run of luck here for our boys.
Yeah. So beforehand, I was watching the Mavericks and the Warriors game because it was just on, and I was like, yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I know. So I turned that on because I had finished catching up on one of my reality TV shows. So I was like, I'll see what games are on.
Don't go to Chicken Express and then try to eat like dirt. You know
I know. So I saw your text and you sent me a picture of you watching the game. And I was like, oh, crap, I got to switch it over. So I switched it over. And the score's like Georgia's up by like 11 at this point.
It's like 13-2 or something.
Yeah, and I just turned it on and Missouri had missed a 3 or something like that. It was really bad basketball. But my first impressions of that team is that was probably some of the worst basketball I have ever seen in my entire life. It was atrocious.
They stink.
They really stink. And I texted you this too. I was like, it was number 10 was sent to the free throw line. What's his name?
Nick Honor.
Yeah. And this guy is not built like a basketball player.
He's a thick boy.
He's a thick boy. He's very broad up top, but he's got like smaller legs. So it's a different build. He's good. He's really good.
A shooter.
He's a shooter. Yes.
Yeah.
But he's not built.
He's big, but correct. He's not like a big. big. You
Correct.
know what I mean?
But he's not built like a basketball player. And I texted you and I was like, is number 10 you're telling me that number 10's one of your best
It's like probably
players?
their second best player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they ended up coming back a little bit before half, right?
They made a run and made it close at half. And
Yeah.
then they took the lead and kind of were the better team for about the first 10 to 12 minutes of that second half.
Yeah, your big man went off. What is his name?
I don't know.
That's correct. But
have to know.
you don't know. You probably shouldn't
anymore.
know. I don't think not anymore. However, I was listening to the announcers and they did say that they were kind of snake bitten with injuries this year. So what do you know?
So if you look at Ken Pomeroy's rankings, Ken Pomeroy's rankings got a variety of different metrics. One of them is luck. It's a luck rating, right? Mizzou ranks, I'm not kidding, dead last in that metric in the nation. 362nd out of 300. So they're I want to be clear, they're bad. They're also unlucky. Like it's both of those things.
Right.
Like for example, Michigan State is very bad too. They're 354th.
Yeah.
They should be better. But you can tell they're a quality ball club that has gotten unlucky at times. Right. The other thing about Mizzou, and I think you noticed this last night, Mizzou actually rebounded the ball fairly well last night. That is a change of pace because Mizzou is, I'm looking at total rebounding rate. So the number of rebounds available, what percentage do you get? And needless to say, St. Mary's is number 1. They're huge.
Yeah.
Purdue is number 2.
Zach Edey. Yeah.
Arizona is number 3.
Yeah.
Illinois is in the top 6.
They all got big, but
Connecticut. All these teams that are huge. A&M's really good. A&M's top 10, right? Mizzou is, let me check my math here, 345th in that. They're like the worst rebounding team in the world. It is an amazing, it's pretty amazing to watch like a bad basketball game. Because here's the other thing, Georgia
wasn't good either. I mean, both that was clearly like the bottom of the SEC,
like Michigan,
by a lot.
Michigan State would absolutely smoke either of those teams.
Yeah, probably so.
Absolutely demolish them.
I'm not always confident in my Spartans, but that I can confidently say
Mizzou,
is correct.
Well, and here's the thing. So Mizzou was down 3 with like 10 seconds left.
Yes. The end of the game was
and they were fouling a little bit to kind of because they had some fouls to give. And Mizzou got a clean look at a 3. And it's up. It was going up, and I'm like, oh my god, if they make could have overtime. But then I went through this whole range of emotions. Like as he gets this clean look, I'm like, that's a good look. If that goes in, they're going to overtime, and then like on the way down, even before it got to its destination, I was like, this is Mizzou. There's no way. There's no way this is going in. Unlucky. Clang.
Yeah.
It was a remarkable game to watch.
It was.
It was exciting. Like the final 4 minutes were exciting when Mizzou had like a 7-point lead and they coughed it up. Like if I'm just a neutral, I think from your perspective, it was probably enjoyable to watch.
Right.
The end.
I was going to say the end. Besides the fact that it just wasn't good basketball, good play at all. But besides that, it was a good first experience of a Mizzou basketball game. And last experience. Probably will not be tuning in to Mizzou basketball.
No, I don't think they're going to be playing, and I don't think that. They're probably not getting a 1 seed. I'll say that. I'll throw that.
You can confidently say that.
Anyway, hit the theme, Expo. Pickle! Hit the air sign. From the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Bachelorette Pad here in an undisclosed location, it is Texas Football Today, a show with March Fever. My name is Greg Tupper. I'm the managing editor of Dave Campbell's Texas Football magazine, TexasFootball.com, a corresponding website. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. Whether you're watching us live, TexasFootball.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, or you'll listen to the podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice. Either way, thank you for doing your part. Support your local, mediocre, internet news show. I am sitting over there at the helm today, making us sound good. She's the Duchess of the Dork. No, she's not.
I'm not.
You're not the Duchess of the Dorks.
You were almost.
I know.
You almost had the perfect intro, and then
You're my Mal Pal.
Yeah.
She's my Mal Pal. She's your Mal Pal. She's everyone's Mal Pal. She's our Trey Lance.
Yeah, I think I've already been Trey Lance once, but I'll be Trey Lance again.
I can't name another backup quarterback. Cooper Rush. You've definitely been Cooper Rush before.
Yeah, I've definitely been Cooper Rush.
Oh,
before.
you're our Shane Buechele.
I love that. Shout out the Ag too.
She's Mallory Hartley.
Hey, glad to be here again.
And Ava on the
Ava's
lap.
down here too.
Ava's on your lap. Today is Thursday, March 14th, 2024. 259 days to Thanksgiving. Happy birthday to the GOAT.
Mm-hmm.
Today is Dave Campbell's birthday.
Happy birthday!
Dave Campbell would have been 99 today. 99 years old. Dave Campbell, born this date 99 years ago. And I'm sure there's a party upstairs. Happy birthday,
Absolutely.
Dave. It's episode 1746.
Correct.
Swish. That's a basketball term. On today's show, folks, we're going to take a look at a piece that Mike Craven's got up on TexasFootball.com where he's ranking the top 10 Texas FBS quarterbacks entering the 2024 season with a couple of surprises in there. We'll talk about that. And then back half the show, it's Helpful Honda Mailbag Friday. We're answering your questions about high school football, college football, recruiting, lifestyle, romance, travel. Get your questions in on Facebook and YouTube. We'll get to as many as we can at the back half of the program here on Helpful Honda Mailbag Friday. Don't check your calendar. Do we have the first four through the door?
We sure do. It was Keith Kerr, Ed McElroy. I always mess that up. I'm sorry.
You do.
Big Jiggly Watermelons. And jersey number 69. Welcome.
Boy, that's a real...
Fellas. That's a real... that's a lineup there.
Yeah.
That's a starting lineup.
BJWB and jersey number 69 is pretty good. Anyway, welcome into the show, folks. We appreciate you spending a little bit of your day with us. No show tomorrow on Friday, and then no show Monday. I'm going out of town. I'm getting on a plane tomorrow morning with the fam, going up to St. Louis to visit the in-laws, my wife's folks, for St. Patrick's Day. Going up there.
That'll be fun.
Because my wife's maiden name, I think I've mentioned this before, is O'Neill.
Very, very St. Patrick's Day.
Very Irish.
I'm Irish too. Did you know that?
Hartley, that makes sense. Yeah, Hartley is
it's an Irish name.
Seems Irish. So yeah. Anyway, happy St. Patrick's Day. We'll be back on Tuesday, I believe. Pickle will be back. Pickle will be
she
back.
will.
So this is Mallory's last service here at Texas Football today.
Producing the show
before she is let go. So
I'll be back on Tuesday, but not producing.
Oh, she will be back on Tuesday for a very hotly anticipated segment. We'll get into that on Tuesday. All right, Mal. There is there's a series of pieces up on TexasFootball.com. The Texas 10. The Texas 10, wherein Mike Craven, our senior writer on the college football side, is ranking the top 10 at each position heading into the 2024 season at the Texas FBS ranks. And so he's going through a variety of different ones. I believe today it's defensive ends or edge rushers. They're kind of moving away from that. Like it's edge rushers because you can be like a stand-up linebacker or you can be a defensive end, whatever the case may be. Talking through a variety of different positions and which players entering 2024 are, in his opinion, the best. But we all know that there's one position that everybody wants to talk about, and that is the
quarterback.
Offensive guard. Oh, okay. Never mind.
Or that.
Deep snapper.
We could, yes.
Have I told you my idea? I'm just going to give away my content idea here on the show.
Okay.
My idea is to get in the NIL space and for what would probably be a relatively low sum of money, get sponsorship deals with every deep snapper in the state.
I think I've heard that. I like that idea.
You just have them like tweet about us and be like, "Hey, listen to Texas Football Today."
Because they don't get any love, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
We could give them some love.
Yeah, fun. Or like the punters.
Yeah, I like that.
Anyway, all that is to say, let's talk about quarterbacks.
Woo.
That's what everybody wants to talk about. And what's interesting about this group of quarterbacks entering the 2024 season is you have this mix of like known commodities, right? As well as like freshly like new commodities, as well as known commodities in different places via the transfer portal, right? That is what I think is particularly interesting, is that there's this mix of players who are going to have a huge impact on the way that Texas college football looks in 2024. So we'll count down the top 10. According to Mike Craven on TexasFootball.com, his Texas 10, the top 10 quarterbacks entering the 2024 season. At number 10, E.J. Warner at Rice. And perhaps you're thinking, who's E.J. Warner?
Who is that?
E.J. Warner is going to be the new quarterback at Rice. He is replacing J.T. Daniels, who finally graduated.
Yeah, he was there for. He's been in the game for a long time.
He's
it was time.
A LinkedIn All-Star.
Yes.
But E.J. Warner was at Temple last year. He was the quarterback at Temple last year. He's the son of Kurt Warner. Mm-hmm. So he's got good pedigree
genes.
there. Yeah, good genes. And by the way, was really good at Temple last year. 3,000-yard passer, 23 touchdowns. He did throw 12 picks, but he checked at number 10 on that list.
Yeah,
taken over at the quarterback spot there for Rice.
I was gonna say it's a good transfer for Rice. I do remember watching a little bit last year because when he I think when he played North Texas, but he was a little turnover prone. But he can sling it.
Number 9, Chandler Morris at North Texas. Perhaps you missed this, or you don't remember it. There's a lot of things going on. Chandler Morris transferred from TCU to North Texas.
Crazy.
And Mike Craven writes this on TexasFootball.com, and I agree with him. There's something to be said about a fresh start. Mm-hmm. He was a starting quarterback in 2022 and in 2023 at TCU before essentially losing the starting job. Some of it was injury, some of them was ineffectiveness, but losing the starting job. First to Max Duggan in 2022, that worked out pretty well for the Horned Frogs, and then in 2023 to Josh Hoover.
Yep.
Going to the American Athletic Conference, I think, is going to be strong. I think it'll give him an opportunity with Eric Morris, a guy who's known for getting the most out of quarterbacks. I think that this will be a mutually beneficial partnership between Chandler Morris and Eric Morris.
Mm-hmm. It's funny, Chandler Morris, Eric Morris, Chandler Rogers was a quarterback last year. It's a lot of different,
a lot of Chandlers and Morrises.
No, I think this is a really good pickup for North Texas because, I mean, you got to remember, like, he started for TCU 2 years ago, and for a Big 12 team. And I think, you know, Big 12 obviously is very strong, right? Very, very strong conference. They're all kind of neck and neck there.
Conference.
Right. Looking at the American, not quite as strong, especially with the exit of SMU going to the Pac-12.
The ACC. Pac-12 doesn't
ACC, excuse me. Yes, Pac-12 does not exist anymore. That's why they're the Power 4. But I think that this is a really good pickup for North Texas because the competition is not as strong in the AAC, and then the exit of SMU.
I would agree. Number 8, Donovan Smith at Houston. Donovan Smith, in his first year as a starter there at Houston, obviously the season didn't go the way they had hoped. They ended up firing Dana Holgorsen. But I think Donovan Smith was pretty strong. 2,800-yard passer, 22 touchdowns. How well does he mesh in the new offense with Willie Fritz at the helm? And how does he deal with not having his number one target, Matthew Golden, who transferred to Texas? That will be interesting to watch. Number 7, Josh Hoover, the aforementioned Josh Hoover, who took over for Chandler Morris and kind of just ran with it. His first game, remember, was fantastic. He threw for more than 300 yards in each of TCU's final 4 games. He did throw 9 interceptions, which is a little problematic, but I would say that for Josh Hoover, another year in the system and just knowing that he's the guy entering 2024, I think will do some wonders. Just working with the ones over the course of an offseason.
Yeah, he just need more reps, I think.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Number 6, Baron Morton at Texas Tech. This is a if available type situation with Baron Morton because he has been hurt a lot, right?
Yeah.
But he is going to be he's been hurt. He hasn't been the starter because Tyler Shuck has been there. But with Tyler Shuck gone, he's the guy. And much like I think Josh Hoover, just the idea of knowing that you're the guy entering the season, I think will be good the entire offseason. Furthermore, when he's been in and when he's been healthy, he's been good. He's been very good.
Yeah.
He's been very good. There's reason to be excited about the Eastland product there at Texas Tech. And by the way, I do think the offensive line is going to be better. And I think those types of things can help Baron Morton improve. Number 5, Jordan McLeod at Texas State. Another one that you might be like, who? Remember all the what's the word?
The quarterback drama at Texas
Drama.
State.
Yes.
Drama.
Drama is a good way to put it. A lot of drama. TJ Finley gone. Jaden DeLora in. Jaden DeLora out. Now Jordan McLeod in. Jordan McLeod, let's not forget, was this conference's player of the year last year.
He's a big deal.
At James Madison, he was spectacular. 3,600-yard passer, 35 touchdowns, eight rushing touchdowns. I think G.J. Kinney and Mac Leftwich are going to have a lot of fun with Jordan McLeod, and he's going to be a guy whose name you know. I know he was like shining at like another program outside the state of Texas, so if this is a name you don't know yet, you're going to get to know Jordan McLeod. Number 4 is Connor Wigman, Texas A&M.
Another injury story.
Connor Wigman, I think, like, the hype train was starting to get going for him. It was starting. I think people were starting to realize, oh, Connor Wigman's got a little something, right? Before he got hurt and missed the remainder of the season. The questions for Connor Wigman are going to be, how does he fit with the new head coach? How does he fit with the new offensive coordinator? The offensive line should be better, which I think will help them. And I think he's got mobility that, assuming that he's fully healthy, he'll be able to really let that mobility shine.
And he's got some good weapons around him, too.
I think Connor Wigman is the guy who, he's 4th on Mike Craven's list on TexasFootball.com. He's the guy that could be the fastest riser on this list. Mm-hmm. He could end up number 1 or number 2.
Because we've seen what he's capable
Absolutely.
of. We've seen his potential. It's just a matter of staying healthy at
Correct.
this point.
Number 3, DeQuan Finn at Baylor. Another name you might be like, who? DeQuan Finn was, because maybe you don't watch a ton of MAC football.
How dare you?
But DeQuan Finn was the head quarterback at Toledo last year. It was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Completed 63% of his passes for 2,600 yards, 22 touchdowns, ran for their 563 and 7 touchdowns there. He was, an all-conference caliber guy at that, leading that Rockets offense. He does feel like a good fit for Jake Spavital, who's the new offensive coordinator there at Baylor. And I think that is, when you if you were to talk to Mike Craven, he would tell you that goes a lot into it, is that fit here feels like it's going to work. And DeQuan Finn in a Jake Spavital system could be really fun.
Yeah, because we were talking about it on ROF yesterday. I think, obviously, with Jake Spavital there as OC, it's going to be a night and day difference of how this offense is going to look. And, yeah, I agree with you. I think this quarterback is a really, really good fit for it.
Do you know he has the most rushing touchdowns in school history?
Does he really?
25 touchdowns on the ground.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Number 2, Preston Stone.
Mm-hmm.
When he was healthy,
he's really good.
Preston Stone, led them to a conference championship.
Yeah.
Like, plain and simple. He started 12 games. He led the AAC in passing efficiency. He was, injured in the win over Tulane, but this is the guy who, if he takes that next step, like if the trajectory for him stays on target, right, then you can absolutely see why SMU fans were super excited about Preston Stone.
Yes.
And why they were why he was a big get for them, and why it was important for them to hang on to him whenever Rhett Lashley took over.
Right.
That Preston Stone has been the one. Preston Stone has been the one who was promised for a long time, and now I think SMU fans are starting to see that come to life.
Right.
And that's very exciting.
Yeah. Well, and even too, if he does end up, trying to recover from that injury, you've got a good backup quarterback in Kevin Jennings too, South Oak Cliff alum, to kind of help him out there and kind of get back into his groove a little bit. But yeah, I think he's going to be electric this year.
And number 1, I don't think there's any surprise, it's Quinn Ewers at Texas. Look, he led him to the college football playoff. He led him to the Big 12 championship game. Big 12 championship, I should say. I don't think he was. How do I want to put this about Quinn Ewers? I think there's still room to grow for Quinn Ewers. Mm-hmm. I think that he was pretty darn good last year, but there were times where he really frustrated people with some of the things that he did. If he cleans that up, let's not forget, this is a guy who, coming out of high school, was the number 1 player and was considered one of the top prospects ever. Like one of the top quarterback prospects ever, like built in a lab.
Or went his senior year to start this early.
He is a guy who I think there is another step for him. And if he makes that step, you're talking like Heisman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because last year he was good. Good enough, to, obviously, to lead them to a conference championship. Good enough to lead them to the college football playoff. Did all the things he was asked to. If he makes that leap, if Quinn Ewers makes that leap, first of all, Texas is going to be pretty darn good.
Yeah.
And he's going to be in contention for some very high honors nationally.
Yeah, well, and he's got so many weapons around him, too. I mean, this team they're going to be so good.
Absolutely.
And I think, like you said, he's only going to take that next step and be
That's the
better.
question. Can he take that next step? If
Yeah.
he does, right now he starts the year on top of Mike Craven's rankings. If he makes that step, then Texas enters the SEC as a real threat.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
I agreed.
So there you have it. You can read all about Mike Craven's Texas 10, his top 10 Texas college football quarterbacks in the state of Texas heading into the 2024 season. It's on TexasFootball.com. We are at Texas Football Today. We're here every weekday at noon on TexasFootball.com, talking football in the Lone Star State. You can follow us on Twitter at DCTF, like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's, and of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. Hope you'll consider going to TexasFootball.com/subscribe to become a Dave Campbell's Texas Football subscriber. Get the 2024 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football mailed to you before it hits newsstands if you go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe. Quick update. Minnesota 43, Michigan State
40.
14:47 to go. God. Where's this game? Or where's the tournament?
I think it's in Minnesota. They were saying that it's only about
It's in like Minneapolis.
a couple of minutes from Minnesota's campus, so it's basically like a home game for them.
Yeah, well,
I think it is. I think it's always
that's why Michigan State's like losing because they got home field
totally.
advantage.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Coming up here in just a moment, Helpful Honda Mailbag Friday. We're answering your questions about high school football, college football, recruiting, lifestyle, romance, travel. Get them in the comments, Facebook and YouTube. But first, a word from these valued partners.
I feel like bustin' loose, bustin' loose. Come on, get on up. Oh yeah, get on up. Bustin' loose when you wanna sing. Bustin' loose, baby, do your thing. Talking about bustin' loose, yeah.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Potter, Executive Director of Be Well Texas. Too many people are struggling alone these days, and alcohol and drug deaths are increasing. We started Be Well Texas to offer high-quality, science-based addiction treatment and recovery services anywhere, even at home. We provide compassionate, caring support virtually or in person. In many cases, there is no cost for treatment if you don't have insurance. Really. Welcome to Be Well Texas. We're glad you're here.
Wing is the largest residential drone delivery provider in the world, delivering to your home in less than 30 minutes. Order using an app just like other popular delivery services, and Wing's automated drone takes care of the rest. It's fast, safe, and sustainable, and it's now delivering to parts of Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. You can learn more at wing.com/TexasFootball. Again, that's wing.com/TexasFootball.
Born and bred in Texas hits a little different, as it should. Texas loves doing business with fellow Texans. VCR Now takes its Texas roots as seriously as its many partnerships with schools and universities around the state. It's also why we're so proud to promote our brand in the pages of the Texas Bible, Dave Campbell's Texas Football, and on the airwaves of Texas Football Today. Driven by producing quality broadcast video, state-of-the-art audio, and LED video scoreboards at affordable prices, VCR Now makes sure to listen to your needs in its athletic department before recommending the next best steps. Building great products is our business, and it's our focus on building meaningful, long-term partnerships with our clients that sets us apart. From our 24/7, 365-day help desk, the training lab in our hometown of Red Oak, or our sports marketing business plan that puts money back in the hands of our athletic departments we support, VCR Now is built to last. Reach out to us today at info@vcrnow.com or by calling 855-GO-VCR-NOW. Again, that's info@vcrnow.com or by calling 855-GO-VCR-NOW.
Back here on Texas Football Today, where if you check your watch, it's definitely Friday. And that means it's Helpful Honda Mailbag Friday.
The North Texas Honda dealers want to help you score some great deals on award-winning Hondas. Stop by your helpful Honda dealer today or visit ntxhondadealers.com to learn more.
Welcome in. If you got questions on Facebook or YouTube, get them in the comments. We'll go up until the bottom of the hour. Mallory is trying to read your comments, but also trying to pay attention to Michigan State now down 46-44 to Minnesota in a very important game. So make sure you check that. You check out Big Ten Network if you want to watch that. But if you got questions, Facebook and YouTube, get them in right now. What is the people saying, Mallory?
I feel like I've heard you answer this before, but it was asked. So what football rule would you change if you could?
Oh, I mean, this is easy.
I know what you're going to say. Yeah.
What?
Is it the touchback rule?
Well, the touchback rule stinks.
Yeah.
The touchback rule stinks. Maybe this isn't a rule, but this is, I think this is very, very different, or it's a structural thing. The fact that it is the year of our Lord, 2024, and football is the most important, most valuable, most loved sport in the most powerful country to ever exist on planet Earth. And that is ruled by two sticks with a chain stretched between them.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Is insane. It's insane. And I think I would find a way. We have to have the technology. Like soccer's found a way to do it.
Right.
Like we can do we can have the technology to do away with the chain gang. We can have a much more
but we can't call it chain gang
measurement.
anymore.
A much more accurate measurement of how it is. Also, a couple of things. And I think that they are, like, there's a couple of things that I really appreciated from, like, the USFL and the XFL that they tried that I really like. First of all, I love the idea of field goals being worth more if they're farther back. Mm-hmm. Like, I think if it's a 50-plus yard field goal, you should get 4 points.
Yeah, rather than, like, a 25-yarder,
right, exactly
you know?
Right. I think it should be worth 4 points. It
right.
should be worth more. I loved, like, they are phasing out, for safety reasons, they're phasing out the onside kick. Mm-hmm. Like, they've got basically, you can still do the onside kick, but the rules have made it really hard to recover them because you can't overload one side. And there's good reason for that. We don't want people taking each other's heads off, right? I get it. But the XFL, I believe what they did, they had, if you want to, like, if you score and you want to try to get possession back, like go for the onside kick, you get one play, 4th and 15 from midfield.
Okay.
Or, yeah, midfield, I think it was
that's
around
right.
midfield.
Yeah.
If you convert, you get the ball.
Yeah, I like that
you
too.
get it right there at like the 35, which is huge. Mm-hmm. But if you don't, then they get the ball at midfield, and it might have been at the 40 or wherever it was. They had it set up where you run an offensive play, and you can keep the ball if you can just keep doing that. But 4th and 15 is obviously very tough to convert, right?
Right.
I don't know. I really liked that rule.
Well,
that would be an interesting way to maintain safety while also like making it so that if you're down 2 scores, you have a chance.
Yeah. Well, and also it probably makes the game go a little bit quicker too. You know.
There's also one of the things,
especially in the college realm. I mean, and then the NCAA adding the 2-minute warning to college football. It's just like
the other thing.
Why?
I think there needs to, and I'm not trying to get rid of football, like get it over with quicker. But, like, we need to be a lot more liberal, and they've started moving this way, but we need to be a lot more liberal about letting the clock run.
Yeah, definitely.
These games, like, incomplete passes stopping the clock have absolutely, like, lengthened things out and stuff. So I would want to find a way to keep the clock moving, even if that means we add time, like right now, it's 15-minute quarters. Well, if it was 18-minute quarters, but it was a running clock until the last 2 minutes of the half. You know what I mean? Like, make it longer. One of the things I've grown to appreciate about soccer is the running clock. It's like the clock's always moving. Clock's always moving.
Right,
we'll
right.
add it on at the end, and I know stoppage time is not something we can do in football. It's not conducive to football, but I do think that there's a value in that the game continues to march on. We'll figure things out, like, as we go along.
Yeah.
So, those would be a few things that I
like that.
All right, what's next?
Let's go. Let's stick with the March Madness theme here. And who's your pick to win it all? The NCAA men's tournament.
This is easy. The number 1 team in the country.
Houston.
Roll with Houston. There was
Yeah,
something
they
I
are
saw on
so
I saw on
good.
Instagram the other day, and it's like there's some sort of measurement of like you need to be in like the top 30 in offensive efficiency and top 30 in defensive efficiency to have a chance. To like every team that's won the tournament has been in the top 30 in offensive and defensive efficiency. And I want to say that there were only like 8 teams that fit that bill in 2024. Like it's a lot of teams you would imagine. It's like Purdue, Houston's one of them. There was another
Probably
one.
UConn.
Yeah, like UConn's in that mix. Like a lot of the top tier teams, because they're obviously that's a measurement of being good.
Yeah.
There was another one that was like it was really interesting. It was it was off the beaten path type team that was like, oh, they're in that kind of that range as well. So I would I'm gonna roll with the Houston Cougars. We'll have our full bracket breakdowns next week with our chief bracketologist Mallory Hartley.
That's me.
Next week. But are you rolling Michigan State to win it all?
No. Not from what I've seen here.
Okay, but to get Mallory,
I do always make a bracket with us winning it all just to make myself feel better. And I'm always in the bottom like 0.0001%.
To get Mallory Hartley's exclusive picks, got to tune in next week for our bracket breakdown.
Correct.
That's fine. All right, what's next, Mallory?
Let's see. This one is from some guy named Matthew Stepp. It says, "Hi, Greg Tepper.
Like
Matt
stairs?
Stepp here in Fort Worth." Correct. I have a travel question for you. What's the most underrated city in Texas to visit? And you can't say Alpine or El Paso.
Underrated.
Because clearly those two are not underrated. We love them.
Okay. Underrated places. Like there's places obviously in the Rio Grande Valley that I loved.
I still never been.
All right. I got 3. I got 3
Okay.
underrated places in Texas, okay? That aren't my normal go-tos. One is Lubbock.
Yes.
I think Lubbock's great.
It's
I
cool.
think Lubbock's a cool town. It's got big city, like enough big city in it, but also like country.
The small town
The
vibe,
small
yeah.
town vibe. I'm in on Lubbock. I think Lubbock is underrated. I think Midland's underrated.
Okay.
I like the tall city. Midland's a cool little town. And again, kind of like in that Lubbock like range of like it's smaller, and I think because it's way out there, people don't appreciate it. But it's very pretty out there.
Yeah.
And it's nice people. I've always enjoyed going to Midland.
Yeah.
And underrated like airport. Their airport's super nice. That's one thing. And my third one.
I'm trying to think
All right,
of mine.
I got one. You ready? I think this surprises people. Bryan.
Okay.
I'm
yeah.
not talking about College Station. College Station's fine. I'm talking Bryan. When we go to 7-on-7 in the summer, we always go to dinner the night before, like Wednesday night. We go to Bryan because they've got a very cool downtown. It's a very nice vibe. Their downtown's very cool. It's another smallish town. I really enjoyed. I always enjoy going to Bryan. Those would be 3 underrated Texas cities.
Okay.
Lubbock, Midland, and Bryan are my picks.
Okay.
Honorable mention to Tyler.
I have Tyler Rocks.
Tyler Rocks.
We went there. Carter and I went there for Tyler versus McKinney North, and we ate at blanking on the name, the barbecue place.
Oh, Stanley's.
Rocked. Kind of on that same path. I really like Sulphur Springs. Have you been to Sulphur Springs before?
No, but I heard they have a glass.
They do,
wall
and I've
toilet.
used it.
You used the glass toilet?
Yeah, why not? It's really cool. But they have a really cool downtown area, a lot of cute shops, and it's kind of the same thing. It feels like a bigger city, but still the small town vibe because you go like 5 minutes north and it's a bunch of farmland.
In June, I've been honored to speak at the Mineral Wells Hall of Fame.
Ooh,
induction
another
ceremony.
underrated city, Mineral Wells.
I've actually never been to Mineral Wells.
You haven't. They're known for like obviously their mineral water and to be and very like clean. Like
They got that big hotel.
they do. I did not stay there, but I stayed there with a friend one night. We stayed in a bed and breakfast and everything, but we walked around the little city and it's cute. I mean,
Yeah.
they got a lot of cute coffee shops and restaurants.
Yeah, I'm excited to go to Mineral Wells.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That'll be my my report. I'll report back to
Okay.
on that. All right, we got 2 more.
Yes, let's go with what do you see as the future of the American Southwest Conference? Stays together and adds, falls apart? Where do current members end up? What's your thoughts on that?
Okay, it's a $64,000 question, and we should probably at some point have Corey Hogue on to talk about
Yes.
this because he can certainly shed more light on this. If you don't know, here's what's going on with the American Southwest Conference. There are now 4 remaining football playing teams. Okay? East Texas Baptist, Hardin-Simmons, Howard Payne, and Mary Hardin-Baylor. That's it. This upcoming season, they're going to play basically a double round robin, and they're going to play each team twice because they can't find like
Opponents, yeah.
9 non-conference opponents.
That's tough.
So they're going to play a double round robin. I think that the best case scenario is that they merge with somebody. They merge with like the SCAC, or they merge with the SCIAC, or they merge with the Coast to Coast Conference or something like that. They've been trying to hold it together, but it's all kind of falling to pieces at the moment. I think that is probably the best case scenario for the American Southwest Conference because I think you want to keep these teams, these Texas teams, together, right?
That's the hope,
ETBU,
right?
Hardin-Simmons, Howard Payne, and Mary Hardin-Baylor. I think sports are better when those teams are playing each other. Furthermore, there's a couple teams that I think need to be considered package deals, and I would hopefully consider that to be a package deal. The other thing, though, about it is that like these teams are getting plucked left and right. Right? Sul Ross is moving up to Division II to go to the Lone Star Conference. Texas Lutheran and Austin College left to join the they're going to go the SCAC. That's one of the big problems is that the SCAC is relaunching football, and so as a result, Texas Lutheran, Austin College, and McMurray are all joining the SCAC.
Right.
I would say that ideally they will come to some sort of merger, maybe with the SCAC, and just say, hey, let's come together and form it. Otherwise, they're going to scatter to the 4 winds. And may, or maybe a situation where the SCAC says, like, we're just going to overtake you, and you're going to be left with nothing, and we're just going to take all your teams. So it's a frustrating situation, I think, for the American Southwest Conference, but I would say that their best case scenario would be some sort of merger where they're able to have a little bit of swing in that. It would probably require, like, some travel, but unless they want to merge with the SCAC, which is a lot more local to them. So I'm going to say, hopefully, knock on wood, it's a merger, but it may just be that it may be a Pac-12 situation where the remaining teams just get poached.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're coming with me, and then there's 2 teams.
And then who knows where you go at that point,
right.
yeah.
Right. All right, you got an ender?
Yeah, let's go with what is the most unique food item you have seen for sale at a concession stand? I have one.
What's yours?
I don't remember where I saw this, but it was like a corn dog, but the breading was like hot Cheeto dust.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
it was like it looked like a heart attack on a stick
Yeah.
to me. I don't know what the merger was or what the thought behind that was, but I don't know if it was like a sponsor thing, but like I was like, there is no way I could put that in my body because I would feel very sick.
One of the things, the question was unique, right?
Yes.
I thought it was awesome when we went down to the Rio Grande Valley, that they had like an elote truck which
That's awesome.
which rocks.
That's awesome.
I didn't have the guts to get the elote, but they had that would probably be the most unique thing that I've seen at a game.
I bet Pickle got the elote.
Oh, she absolutely did.
Yeah,
She
that's her thing. Yeah.
That'll probably be it. The problem is I don't go to the concession stand.
Right.
I'm normally eating in the press box. I hate to be like that, but
Right.
I
or you eat beforehand. Like
yeah.
it's just kind of one of those things.
The other thing is that everyone's got the hot dogs. A lot of teams have the pizza. You know what I mean? Like you have a pizza sponsor that brings in a bunch of
Chicken
pizza.
Express. I've seen Chicken Express.
Chicken and stuff like that. Yeah, I would say that elote was probably the most unique.
I like
I've
that.
seen, so which does sound good right now because it is
That does
lunchtime.
sound good.
All right,
Yes.
quick update. What's the score?
We're up by 4. Michigan State 55, Minnesota 51 with 8:35
All right,
left
we're
in the game.
We're
So
gonna end the show here because Mallory's
good
gotta go.
vibes. Good vibes, everybody.
Final thoughts are no WTF this week because Pickle's out of
No.
town. That show's been discontinued basically.
Guys, I think we're for sure going to do a show next week. I promise.
Monday,
we're for
no-
sure doing
no
a show next week.
No TFT tomorrow because I'm on a plane. No TFT Monday because I'm on a plane. We will be back Tuesday with bracket breakdown with our chief bracket
Yeah.
Mallory Hartley. That's going to do it for us. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook. Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram. Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And, of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. For Mallory Hartley, I'm Greg Tepper. Vince Young, please meet your Player of the Year trophy. We'll see you Tuesday on Texas Football Today.